I have had some conversations that were just brilliant, where people were engaged in finding solutions to problems. The conversations typically had people raising their hands, offering suggestions, offering critiques. This great conversation is what I want you to learn how to do using Robert's Rules of Order to start with, but eventually moving towards what Roberts actually advises for small groups is a conversation that just flows. So I thought I would talk today about divergent and convergent conversations. In order to have great productive conversations, you need to know when to be creative and when to begin to refine those ideas. When to be creative is what a divergent conversation is. That's just shorthand for a conversation where criticism is not the goal, where refinement and discussion is not the goal. It is idea creation. And I use a yellow sticky format because I encounter a lot of individuals who will not raise their hands and they will not speak in public. So giving them a yellow sticky gives them an opportunity to write out. So let's identify problems, for example. We take a yellow sticky, we write one problem per sticky, and I typically give 10 to 15 minutes for people to start writing. Some folk come out with 10, 15 problems, others come out with 2 or 3. That's fine. What we're trying to teach is moving from a fixed mindset where you don't want to acknowledge problems to a growth mindset where you want to go ahead and write as many problems as you can, because what we're going to do afterwards, we're going to solve those problems. We should understand that problems can be treasures. We should celebrate them because they lead us on a pathway to solving those problems. So divergent is where we come up with all the thoughts and ideas. All of the problems, we can do the same thing for solutions. Yellow stickies, write as many solutions as you think might fit. Then we move to refine those through what I refer to as a convergent conversation. But a convergent conversation is what I typically see in Robert's Rules. In Robert's Rules, there's a great stress on respect. So he goes to great lengths throughout all of the rules to make sure that you don't criticize people, you don't criticize thoughts or ideas. Instead, you have discussions where you begin to look how to set parameters for solving the solutions. You may not have a lot of money, you may not have a lot of employees, so you have to set limits and boundaries on what it is that you consider. You do that in the convergent conversation. You don't criticize, but you refine, you point out problems with implementing the solution and guidelines. And at all times, be safe. Don't let any of the individuals in the meeting feel that they're being criticized for whatever it is that they're contributing. Instead, let's move towards everyone finding a place to help refine thoughts and ideas that we then put into an end product like a motion that allows us to find ways to implement the most important ideas and then to prioritize the others for after we have more resources. So as you begin to look at Robert's Rules and how I have laid out an Indigenous framework for it, you have all of this space where things are happening. You have a place where it's happening. You're refining down to place, and then you're looking at your current state, how you do things in the present moment, and you're looking at how you want to do things in the future moment. So reflect on that until we come for our next one, and then we're going to begin looking at how we begin the process of understanding what Robert's Rules does in order for you to have productive meetings.